Since the national elections in the Ivory Coast last year in November, the country has been gripped in a battle between the two leaders who contested the elections, Alassane Ouattara and Laurent Gbagbo. Gbagbo has been clinging to his presidential seat for the last 5 years, but according to the country's Electoral Commission, the United Nations, the African Union, and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, he could not hold on to power once the votes were counted. Ouattara was named the new president of the Ivory Coast. Gbagbo had refused to step down, and Ouattara remains trapped in a heavily guarded hotel in Abidjan, from which he is trying to run the country. This week, the Mail and Guardian spoke to the South African representatives of the two men. How did President Gbagbo react when he was told that the African Union and ECOWAS, which are African bodies endorsed by the Ivory Coast, Ivory Coast is a member of both bodies, but in their case, they opted for President Ouattara?
He had the same reaction as Ivorian. He just waited for the election process to finish. And then from there, if he was a loser, as people was predicted already, he will sit down. But if he was a winner, he will continue to rule the country. But fortunately, after the process showed that it was a winner.
Why is Gbagbo not accepting these results?
Well, because like any dictator in Africa, they don't want to accept to leave power. Because before the elections, Laurent Gbagbo said that this coming election, he will win or he will win. So the strategy was clear that no matter what, he will win.
The main problem in Ivory Coast, I think that is the iceberg. You only have the surface of the iceberg. The inside, the deep, the very big side, which is under, is France. This is a main problem. France has all the strategic economic assets, resources in Côte d'Ivoire. Now, Gbagbo came in power in 2000 with his socialist vision and with the new environment called globalization. He wanted to open up Côte d'Ivoire to the rest of the world, not only France. This is what France refused. France doesn't want Côte d'Ivoire to be open up to any other country.
That is again a lie, because first of all, like any other African countries, you have your former colonizer which play a great role in the democratic development. That's not unique to Ivory Coast. And saying that French is having some strategic interest, which is of course normal, any country will do that. But one thing that I want to point out, Gbagbo Laurent is saying that France have interest. What has he done? He has been in power for 10 years. First of all, the military agreement between France and Ivory Coast, he has never clearly come out and nullified that, because it suits him. Secondly, the port of Ivory Coast has been privatized. He gave it to the French. He also gave water and electricity to the French. He extended over 15 years to come from now. He also gave what you call the oil company in Ivory Coast to the French government. So therefore, what is he defending? Because he has not refused those what you call those agreements.
So the main issue of contention as regards to the election is, as I understand it, the votes in the north that weren't counted properly.
There are some areas, like I'm taking an example like Centurion, where you got in the voting list 100 people, 1,000 people, and then the result came is 5,000. This is what was happening in the north. Besides that, the rebel was still holding the gun, and there was some intimidation for President Gbagbo members to do not go to vote. The one that was insisting got killed, or got raped, or got injured, got beaten. This was what was happening there.
President Gbagbo seems to be asking for a recount to be done.
Well, no, we don't want any recount. If you call for a recount, it's a waste of time. Because in the first place, Laurent Gbagbo said that there was fraud. And secondly, now he's calling for a recount. What is he going to recount? Remember that the headquarters of the Electoral Commission was vandalized by security forces. It became like a military barrack. You know, that is why the chairperson of the Electoral Commission has to declare a result outside the Electoral Commission headquarters because he could not hold anymore. Therefore, the issue of recount will be a delay tactics, because what is going to happen, the minute of the result that Gbagbo has, it will bring a different minute which will be different from the one that the Electoral Commission has, and we will be disputing those minutes, and then we'll be wasting time, and in the meantime the people of Ivory Coast will be suffering, and then there will be a delay. We understand that tactics. That's why we are saying no. The Electoral Commission has declared the result. Your Constitutional Council did not dispute the result, but it rather nullifies some regions. So what are you going to recount? The issue here is not the issue of recount. The issue is here that somebody lost the election but doesn't want to leave.